anyway, so this couple, they couldn't keep it up. They couldn't keep up and I think in part because she wasn't sure she could ever trust him again. And they ended up getting a divorce, and she actually ended up giving her children up, and because she had some mental health issues she really needed to work on. But I think it comes back to, like, you got to decide, both of you have to work together to fix it, and you've had some experiences where you said, when you were working with that couple and she was really upset, like it was something that just had happened a few times.
Oh, the different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how upset she was and how repentant she was, like,
yeah,
and I think that makes a huge difference, and I also think it's different if you come forward and you fess up versus being caught.
Yeah.
Because I think as human beings we kind of don't want to, like, be in that awkward place, but gosh, yeah, that's a bad one.
Yeah.
So again, I would say whatever that other person wants that will help them build trust with you. If that means that you need to let them know where you're at all times. I know on the iPhone, you can track somebody. Yeah, that's stalkerish and weird, but it's not if you've been a cheater.
But also, besides those kinds of trust breaking, there's also, say, issues with money.
Oh yeah, so there's that. That's just one piece. So there's totally, like,
being really, really responsible with money.
There's money or gambling or, yes, for sure.
Or if
money, I think, is an important one because, we make decisions together. We make the money together. We make decisions together. And I know we've had discussions and videos about money and whose money is it. And it doesn't matter if you're the one earning it. It's your money together. So you should be discussing big purchases together. Same dad. I was just thinking about this. It's so weird what things have come up. I can remember he went out and bought a truck and it didn't tell my mom. And my mom was like, huh? You just spent $20,000 on a truck? And that was like a lot of years ago. It was this big tricked out truck. And he was colorblind. And he was like, yeah, don't you love my blue truck? And my mom was like, honey, it's not blue. I just remember. That was the biggest part that I remember. He was colorblind. And she was like, that truck is not blue. That truck is gray. Anyway, so no, I think it's like money things is huge. You have to talk to each other. And I'm not talking about, gosh, whether or not you can spend $50 on something. That's different than, or $5 on something, depending on what your budget is. That means both of you have to know what's going on with the budget.
Yeah.
Know, like, are the bills paid? How many days is it till rent or our mortgage is due? And so, but it's about connecting. Again, it's about making that connection.
Well, we have those conversations all the time because
we do, like, on a daily basis.
Behind the 8 ball about something.
Right.
What happened, and I know that people can start blaming each other if you haven't done this or that. Then we would
and that gets ugly, and so you don't want to be in that spot. Other issues with trust might be porn addiction, and what was that website? Fightthenewdrug.org. It's a real deal, and I know people go, oh, you guys are just prudes because you're Mormons. We're not prudes. Trust me, we are not prudes. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the fact that it does kill love. Porn. Our 6-year-old daughter has this great T-shirt because she's been sort of on this crusade about porn, which is odd for a teenager, but she wears it all the time, and it says porn kills love. And people, like adults, will stop and look at her and read her T-shirt and raise eyebrows, and then a lot of them will be like, you know what, that is the most awesome thing I've read on a teenager shirt all day. Or some of them will just shake their head and walk away, but it is a big deal. And it is especially a big deal if it is one or the other of you is addicted to it. And it's different if you're watching a movie together and that's just all you're doing. But something entirely different if somebody's hiding with the device, with the computer.
People have to, if it's something that you don't want the other one to see you doing, then
that's a problem. It's totally a problem because then you're hiding it and it's dishonest. And again, you're breaking trust. And I think from a woman's perspective, like what goes on in a woman's mind is my body not enough? Like, am I not good enough? And women already have this struggle of, are we not good enough? And so that whole totally messes with body image. And so it doesn't matter how good your sex life is, if that's still a factor, it's a problem. And you said that you had read an article about a guy who said it totally killed his sex life, and when he stopped.
Yeah,
It came back.
It got better. Yeah.
And I think a lot of it is there's so much stuff that goes on porn that it's not real, and you can't even imagine. It's just not real. So there's that. There was gambling. We're going to talk about gambling. You know, if you've got gambling, any kind of addiction issue, gambling, gaming. We've had a couple of clients we've worked with that have had gaming issues. Do you have any words of wisdom there?
Well, if it's something that, I mean, because there's times where I've played a game and I go, that went on too long. I need to go do something else. I need to get up and do something else. But
You have a healthy relationship with gaming.
Like not being able to get up out of that chair, and that sounds kind of horrible.
Well, it does sound horrible. I think that there are guys that are coming home and they're playing for 5 hours. And
I could see that it's, you know, because sometimes I've played as stress relief or something.
yeah, totally. That's different.
But then if it's becoming where you're completely escaping your life into it.
Well, not only that, when you play, and I think this is a healthy relationship, you make sure that everybody else's needs are met around you. That's part of being a grown-up. That's part of being the adult, the parent. You go, okay, the dishes are done. She's putting kids to bed. Or the dishes aren't done. I want to play, but gosh, I should probably help her do the dishes before I go play. Or
because the problems that we've been hearing about are people that they just come home, I worked hard all day, plunked down, and there's still all these things going on around them, and they're not paying attention.
They're not paying attention because they just
and
are getting lost.
The spouse has been dealing with all these other things all day, and then the husband comes home or the other partner comes home, and then it's like, well, I'm checking out because I worked hard.
Right.
And then the other person's like, oh, I didn't.
Yeah, absolutely. And so again, it's about that connection, honoring each other, making sure that we are paying attention to the other person's needs and feelings. And you know, I think one of the biggest things that if I could impart it would be, just because you're a grown-up and you are in charge of yourself doesn't mean you don't have to think about other people. The minute you get married or you're in a partnership and you have children, you have to think about other people, not just yourself. And that doesn't mean you don't take care of yourself, because you do need to take care of yourself. But you have a vital interest in making sure that everybody else takes care of themselves as well. You know?
Yep.
So, let's see. I was trying to think of if there are other things. Maybe you just really suck at follow through and you've broken trust too many times.
Like, why should I expect that you're going to do it?
Right. I hear that one a lot. Why should I expect it's going to be any different? Because that's all he ever does, or that's all she ever does. All she ever does is nag at me, and all he ever does is disappoint me.
You messed up my last 5 birthdays. Why is this one going to be better?
Yeah. So then the questions that I ask for those are, do you want it to be better? Because if you don't want it to be better, we should be having a different conversation.
Yes.
We should be having a conversation about how you can amicably co-parent outside of marriage. But if you want it to be better and you want to save your marriage, then you both have to decide. The person who was disappointing has to go, you know, I sucked at that and I was disappointing and I need to make changes. So then you go back to video number 1, which was affecting the will, how you get your will built up, and you work on making those changes. And then the person who's been disappointed needs to observe and be paying attention to. Don't be expecting, if he or she is like willing to help and willing to change things and willing to make things better, you have to make sure that you're seeing those things happen. And yes, it's progress over time. So, you know, here's the thing. A choleric is going to find out something is wrong, fix it, and probably never do it wrong again. A melancholy may really struggle with the fact that they did something wrong, because they might just decide that they suck constantly, and that why should they fix it?
Because they're just horrible people.
Those are horrible people. So that's a whole different, like, feed your melancholy, then come out of it, and then make proactive change. They are, again, like, long-term, really good at making good proactive change. Sanguines might be really flighty, but they have a huge amount of empathy, and so they're going to feel the other person's distrust, and they're going to want to fix that, so they're going to want to make change. The ones that are going to struggle might be the phlegmatics more. They might be like, screw it. I can't do anything to make her feel better anyway, so why should I try?
Yeah.
So then the conversation is, do you want to save this? Do you want to fix this? Do you want to work together? Do you want to have a great close relationship? Do you want to have a thriving relationship? When we wrote Thrive, that's what it was all about. It was about realizing that you have things within inside you that you're not perfect, and you need to be humble enough to say, I'm not perfect at this, but I want to fix it. I want to make it better. I want to make it stronger. And but that only comes from admitting it and realizing that there's a spot there that needs to be fixed.
Yes.
Anything else for you to say? I feel like I talked a lot.
I think we're good.
Think we're good?
Yeah.
All right. If y'all need anything, you know where to find us. Please leave us a message. So, you know, the way we got the hit on these topics were people that were sending us private messages, and that's usually how we tackle things. So please send us a message. Let us know if there's other things you want us to tackle, because we can. So if you have a good day, good week, good month, we'll see you again soon. We should be back with live videos again soon.
Yes.
Bye now.
Bye.